Hello. Welcome to Garden Day. This is the first ever virtual garden party. If you're just tuning in now, welcome. If you're on Facebook Live and you're fans of Garden Day UK, then hello. Please come over to Zoom. We'd love to see you because that way you can come onto Zoom, you can put your camera on, we can see each other, and we can have a big celebration because that is what today is all about. It's the first virtual garden party that's ever taken place, and we want to see you. And that way I can give you a prize because I've got some amazing prizes. Let me just tell you, I've already given away some cider from the Newt to 5 different people actually, and then we still have 5 National Garden gift vouchers, all worth £250. That is a lot of money to give away that you can redeem at your favourite garden centre. And we also have a wonderful book as well, The Wild Journal, A Year of Nurturing Yourself Through Nature by Willow Crosley. So we want to be able to give you these prizes, and we want to see you here on Zoom. So if you want to go to the website, gardendayuk.co.uk, you can check the link to come on to Zoom. Equally, Garden Day on Twitter, Garden Day UK on Twitter or on Instagram, the link is in the bio. So we're going to join Liz Earle and Julie Collins very, very shortly, and they're going to be doing a beautiful flower crown craft lesson for your little ones in your life. But I just wanted to talk you through an app that I found, which I absolutely love. So I am green-fingered, kind of. I mean, George is better than me, my other half. I'm learning and I'm loving the journey that I'm on with learning and nurturing the plants, but I'm not very good at the names of everything. So this app that I found is called Candide, and it's CANDIDE. And basically it's amazing. So you just take a picture and it does plant recognition. It's like face recognition, but for plants, flowers, shrubs. It's incredible. So I'd recommend you do that. But now we're going to move over to 2 amazing ladies. Firstly, Liz Earle, who has been a respected and award-winning authority in the world of beauty, natural nutrition and well-being for nearly 30 years. It's hard to believe it's 30 years. She's been sharing her knowledge as a researcher, a writer and a broadcaster. And Liz is also a best-selling author with more than 30 books on looking good and feeling great. And we have Julie Collins, who is a British master florist and co-founder of the award-winning British Academy of Floral Arts in Exeter, and Craft of Floristry to anyone and everyone, from complete beginners to advanced florists. So Julie has launched countless of floristry careers and now teaches demonstrations around the world with the Academy's expert team. So Julie is going to talk Liz through the steps of how to make a flower crown. Good morning, Julie. Hello, sweetie. Welcome. Happy Garden Day.
And you. Happy Garden Day. Isn't it gorgeous?
Such a fantastic celebration. Do you still have sunshine?
We have. It's absolutely hot out there. Really, really hot. So I've had to shut the door because everyone seems to be, doing all their gardening. Very noisy. I don't know the next hedge. I don't think there's anything left of it every day.
You're like, I'm going to be talking soon. You have to get that hedge finished, please. I know I'm worried about that too. The grass cutters, the lawnmowers, it's all happening today. And gorgeous Liz Earle, hello, darling.
Hi,
welcome. Happy Garden Day.
Happy Garden Day. Don't you look a picture? What a princess.
Thank you so much. I know Larry will show me my crown. I totally cheated. It's such a wonderful day, isn't it?
Just lovely.
It
really
is.
Very good. I've enjoyed it so much so far. I'm a bit nervous about having to follow Simon. Not sure that my floristry skills, quite up to it.
Did you see how quickly he was doing it? He was multitasking, which I didn't think men could do. He was talking and making. Sorry, no offense to the men out there watching.
Star. And Julie's going to talk me through it as well. So I'm in good hands.
Yes. So Julie, what are we starting with? Talk us through.
Okay, so I've got a really simple crown to make. We're going to just use trailing ivy. I was thinking of things that people could get hold of if they haven't got a lot in their garden, because not everyone's got big gardens at the moment. So I thought most people, if they're going out for their daily stroll, might be able to find some ivy.
Yeah, mine.
Yeah, you've got some trailing ivy there, Liz. So
isn't it?
Okay, so what we need to do, this is based for children to do because it'll be quite simple, hopefully, and step by step. So what we need to do first of all is if you can take, just maybe half of that, I think. Yeah, go for two. Go for two strains. Yeah, as long as they're long.
Does ivy grow all year round? Because I tend to be able to see it on my farm kind of every time. I mean,
this stuff is brilliant, isn't it? This is always there. You get certain times of the year when you get beautiful berries on there, but this trailing ivy, it's just unusual as trailing ivy. Whenever you want it, you can't find it. Whenever you don't want it,
it's everywhere. I know. I have it everywhere in my garden. I do love it though. I do love it all over the kind of. It's on one side of my fence. Maybe I'll try and take some pictures and show you it. But it is really beautiful.
It's brilliant at Christmas time, just to drape around, it gives you an instant bit of greenery. Anyway, so what we need to do is, because we've only got half an hour, or no, 20 minutes. So we need to, I'm going to take this off. We need to just wrap this around your head a second, just so that you can feel you've got the right size. Make sure it's comfortable, not too tight, because it can go a bit smaller every time you wrap something around. Then take it off.
Yeah.
You've got your circle. You can see that, okay?
Yeah, I've got my circle.
Yeah, great. And then with the little bit of the ends that are there, can you just sort of start weaving them through the circle? So what that's doing is just binding it in. Yeah, that's.
I've never done that before.
I was going to ask you, Liz, have you ever tried your hand at anything like this before?
Not like this. I mean, I like doing things for the table. I have an arrangement always in my hall, which is kind of like my thing that I do every week. And I often put that on Instagram because it's just kind of my kind of Sunday therapy, if you like. And then if I have a dinner party or whatever, then I'll do special things for the table, but not actually to wear. This is really fun.
So when we've done one, we've got to keep adding a few in. So if you take another end and just hold it up against the ring and then just feed it through. So we're just winding it round and round and round, and what that's doing is creating a braid. That's it. Just keep going, and just keep make sure that loop goes a bit. Is that going to fit your head, Liz? Oh no! Hold it together. Hold the two ends together. And bring it tight so it's the size of your head again.
Okay.
And then
I was pinging out. Yes, that's the size of my head.
Yeah. Now wrap it around. So the wrapping around will start holding those two ends together. That's it.
Yeah, got you.
Yeah, that's it. And just, I think, how many bits have I got? Just as many as you got there.
Okay. Yeah, I might add another bit in.
And if you've got a problem,
isn't it? Which is good.
It's quick. If you get a problem with it, then you need to get some string and just bind it together. Just.
Yeah, no, that seems to be holding together pretty well, actually.
Yeah. So if you've got small
one in, do you think, or is that enough?
No, you need quite a few because this base is actually going to support the flowers. So it needs to be fairly thick. Yeah, I don't know if you can see what I've done so far. I don't know if you can see me.
That looks really sturdy, actually, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because you've really wound it round quite a few times, and so
yeah, so it needs to. I can't pull it apart now. So all the ends, any loose ends, I'm just going to tuck in. And then,
so if you don't have ivy, Julie, what could you use?
Well, you can use it's a rubus. That's another trail. Anything that trails really. Periwinkle, you might have that in the garden. You can pick smaller bits of foliages like Pittosporum and join them together, and then do the same technique. Bind it together with a string.
But the ivy's just much quicker because you can it's really malleable and you can really just keep twisting it and make that secure base.
You get foliage instantly. You don't have to spend adding the foliage in, it's there for you. I don't know what that looks like, I can't see. This is what I made earlier while Liz is fighting with the ivy.
Pinks and whites. Lovely.
Yeah, so I've because I'm thinking that some people don't actually have flowers, I've put actually little bits of ribbon on the back of this one as well, so that some if you haven't got anything, you could use a few little daisies from the garden and some ribbon, just to bring a bit of colour. Really,
this would be such a pretty thing for bridesmaids too, wouldn't it, once we get back into having weddings?
Yeah, so simple. What we need to do what we're going to do in a minute. We could give it while you're, how are you getting on? Oh yeah, that's coming on really
it's
well.
taking shape. It's taking shape.
Yeah, great. Little haircut, which we could all do with at the moment, but we can do an ivy cut.
A bit lopsided. I guess mine's got a back and a front. Maybe that's just the front.
That's right. Yeah, shove that back. That's fine. I think, to be honest with you, we probably we'll only put flowers in the front today, and then once you can carry on putting more in if you like later, Liz. See how we get on.
It does feel quite sturdy though, and presumably being ivy, it would last as well, would it?
This lasts quite a long time. So you've got to be careful not to pick the new growth, because when the leaves are really soft, then that doesn't last. But if you get the older growth, then yeah, I picked this a few days, Thursday. I think it's doing all right at the moment. I tend to plunge it in a bucket of water just to keep it lasting, or you can put it in a carrier bag. If you were doing a big event and you wanted loads, just put it in a black carrier bag, misspray it, and just seal it, and it will last for a while. Yeah, just make sure there's no bugs on there though, slugs and snails and
shake off the bugs, shake off the slugs and the bugs.
Don't those in your hair.
That's not the kind of headdress we're making today.
No.
So Liz, you love your garden, don't you, Liz? You've got lots of you grow lots, and you grow edible flowers too.
Yeah, I'm loving the edible flowers. I mean, everything from sort of nasturtiums into salads. I actually, because I knew I was doing this today, I went yesterday and just picked some wild garlic.
Oh, lovely.
I've got a recipe online for making wild garlic risotto. It's so easy, and I'm also drying it because I like it year round. So I'm just hanging this up in a warm place by the you just make a bunch like that, just hang it up somewhere dry and warm, and then you can just keep it in a tin or a box all year round to get that kind of flavour of the summer. Could we use these in the pan, do you think, Julie?
Yeah, we can use it. I've got some as well. I went on picked a few yesterday, so I've got some ready. Okay. Yeah, she'll put it on your head and have a look. Oh wow, yeah.
Feel like a princess.
Yeah.
Yes, an ivy princess.
Yeah, I actually think it should be called a woodland fairy princess, don't you?
That's
like that. Channeling my fairy.
Can we put in some flowers? I'm going to put in some pinks. I've got some pinks here. Now, the key here is if you want this to last, you do need to seal the ends. A little bit. Seal the ends, yeah. No, you don't have to if you haven't got floral tape at home. Then that's absolutely fine. But the flowers will last a lot longer if the moisture in the stem is actually being sealed in. So what I'm going to do is just snip the end of this pink here. I want to keep.
How long should I have it, do you think?
Yeah, where your finger is that fine? Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to weave it through, and then we just need a little bit of the stem just to anchor it in. I think that we haven't got time to tape all these, but I just want to show you. You've got two types of tape, I think, haven't you? This is
one that's quite kind of plasticky and waterproof, and there's the other one that's a bit more papery. Which one should I use?
Well, the easiest one to use is the paper one. This one you need to get used to stretching, and it needs to be warm. So that's when you can do some later on. Yeah. So okay, so the paper tape, you just wrap it around the end, and then you twist it with your thumb and finger. Now the key is not to have wet hands with this because it doesn't like wet hands. And then you just twist it around until you feel that it's sealed the end of the stem.
Yes.
Yeah. And then if we did that every single time with every single flower, we would, they would last a lot longer, probably a couple of days. I mean, quite often you can prep these up.
Tear it off.
Yeah, tear it off and it's done. Yeah.
I never knew that. That is so clever. Look at that.
So
obviously, if you're making like little buttonholes and
so obviously we would wire it. We would take the natural stem off because it snaps. But that's what we use to wire and tape it. But this is very eco-friendly one we're making today. So if we don't want to put any plastic or paper ends on, that's fine. So what we're going to do then, we're going to just thread it through. And because the bind is actually going to hold the flower. And then where the stem pops out, we're just going to weave it back in. Just be careful not to try and snap the stem. Yeah?
Flower.
Yay! And now we're just going to keep doing that. Any pattern you like, Liz. Just Busy with it.
Which particular flowers work well? I mean, this is pretty. You've sent me, I think, are these cornflowers?
Yeah, we've got some cornflowers there, haven't we?
Colours.
Yes, they're lovely, aren't they? Yeah.
Oh wow.
I think for this type of crown, we need some fairly small flowers, because
Okay.
if you put really big, heavy, weighty blooms in, it might not hold up so well. So
Now,
I think these look
I've
delicate.
got these two little things. These are lovely. These are like little fairy flowers. What are these?
Oh, that's lovely. I think that was the sea thrift, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, well, I know that you get these on coastal pathways.
Yeah, I think it's a thrift. Yeah, gorgeous.
Teeny
Well,
thing.
that's really, let's put some of those in. So if you know, later on we could take them, but for now, just to get some colour in, let's just go for it.
Poke them in.
Yeah, poke them in. What I would suggest you do is, if we work on the front, so we just pretend that we're going to do it front facing, so when you can wear it later.
Yeah, lovely.
And the other thing,
I wonder who's doing this at home. I've got my Instagram audience joining us as well. So
ooh,
Hopefully lots of people will be joining in. I know my little niece Willow will be loving this lesson.
oh yeah,
Absolutely love it.
that's loving coming together. That's great.
So Julie, how long have you been associated with the British Academy of Floral Art?
Well, myself and Tina Parks, we founded it 10 years ago, 10 or 11 years, might be in our 11th year now actually. So, but prior to that, I mean, I've been a florist since I was 26. I had a career change. I'm not telling you how long that was.
I love that you're like 20.
Yes,
I won't go into how many years that is. Oh yeah. So you must be very calm and very happy by nature then, being surrounded by plants and nature and greenery all the time.
It is. It opens up so many lovely doors for you. It's the whole world of floristry is just happy people, I think. And I was just like, even what I love is I expect Liz found when she picked the wild garlic, is that when you start to look for things like, and you're looking for the ivy or you're looking for the wild garlic to pick, you suddenly get into you're very into the now, which is a big word, isn't it? And you're in that now, and you're studying the absolutely stunning forms of things. So if you look at that beautiful wild garlic, you don't just see the white, you suddenly see all the little tiny blooms inside, and all the little, so pretty, it's so fairy-like actually, so gorgeous. So, and yeah, you just really tune in to nature. And I think a lot of our students say that they see nature differently now. You know, they can't go on a normal walk. They're observing what's around them, and it's really good for clearing the brain, I think.
Yeah, that being mindful, which is so important, and that we all need to do a little bit more of. And I think the people that are celebrating Garden Day today can appreciate that feeling of just, you know, whether you get some bad news and you just need to get outside to a space, or like root your feet on the grass or hear the birds song. It's just so powerful in shifting your mood and your energy, isn't it?
It is, absolutely. And
yeah. Can I ask you where you find both of you your wild garlic? Because I've got wild garlic envy. Where can I forage for wild garlic?
Well, I'm in the West Country on a farm, so I've got it in the hedgerows. It's just growing. I think it's, you know, it can grow on curbsides and all sorts. I mean, once it's there, it can grow. Obviously, if you're out foraging, don't pick the whole lot. You know, don't take the roots, and leave plenty for nature as well. But you can also buy dried wild garlic online for cooking. So
yeah, amazing. I'll try and find some dried wild garlic, because it does just taste beautiful. Liz, that's looking really nice.
Looking okay. It's a bit hard to tell close up.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, you did it really quick. I'm going to have to speed up.
Sorry, Julie, I was chatting to you. I distracted you.
I should be able to do both, shouldn't I?
These are
very mean
things. These are quite good because they've got really strong stalks. I don't know what they are, but these are going to poke really well into stuff.
Yeah, I can't see. Do they feel quite papery? They might be the straw flower, the helichrysum.
A straw flower? I've never heard of a straw flower.
Well, the helichrysum, you can dry them, I think, if you hang them upside down. And
they feel a bit like statice.
Yes, they probably are then. I was when you I was trying to see what they were from a distance. It's quite difficult, isn't it? But yeah, that's what I think they are. But
Yeah,
we can
that's them.
I was going to say, I was just going to show you how if there's any odd flower that feels a bit vulnerable, there's a little bit of, you can just tie it in with a little bit of string. So just go over the bind where you've entered it, and I think I've got
this string that you've sent me, Julie, is brilliant because it's like wired string.
Yeah, it's paper covered wire. It's brilliant. It's really quick.
Paper covered wire. I mean, oh my goodness, I could think of 101 things to do with this.
Yeah.
This is really good.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's especially now because we can whiz along and pop that in. And the other thing I thought about doing this morning, actually, and I should have sent you some of this, Liz, is some ribbon, but I've only thought of it just now. So,
I'll put ribbon in my ribbon box and tie it around the back.
Oh, yeah. Well, I thought we could make little sort of ribbon flowers, and I'm just going to show you how to just crisscross it into like that sort of shape, and then we can scrunch it in the middle, and we can put some of this paper covered wire around it, or just normal string, and then we can just bind those in because it is a fairy crown after all, so we need some little bit of fluff, I think. So you can put little bits like that in, and that will give you a bit of colour where maybe we haven't got a lot of flower, so we can pop that in.
I'm loving mine.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
I'm really loving it. I'm going to be wearing it all day.
I know, it's beautiful. Simon's going to be proud of that one too, because it's got a little bit more drama. He's going to be very impressed.
Well, I hope so. I've been connecting a lot with him actually on Instagram. It's been so nice making new friends and new connections during difficult times.
I've watched a couple of your lives, you and him together. It's been lovely to see. Really interesting. So you are quite a keen gardener, aren't you, Liz?
I am. I mean, I've got a kitchen garden down here on the farm, and I guess because I'm writing about well-being and all of that, I quite like plants that are useful. So I mean, it's great if they look good as well, but I love plants that do things that smell really lovely, or you can make a tea to calm anxiety, or you can turn them into essential oils or whatever. And that's the beauty of them. They're beautiful, but they're also incredibly useful and valuable. And a lot of modern medicine, after all, comes from plants, the therapeutic value of plants. We'd be truly lost without our natural world.
Absolutely. Is there anything that's blooming at the moment that you're particularly excited about?
My roses are just coming in. I had a lovely Instagram chat actually with Sam McKnight, who's an amazing celebrity hairdresser. And what you may not know about Sam is that he's also a brilliant gardener. And he posts lots and lots. I think he probably posts more pictures of flowers than he does the supermodels.
He does. There's lots of close-ups of beautiful plants, and really, his flowers are stunning.
So we had a lovely chat about varieties of roses on Instagram yesterday. So yeah, my roses, I've got climbers. The problem is they climb so vigorously and then they bloom right at the top. So I'm going to need a step ladder to cut them, because they're all, competing up with my guttering. And actually, I want to be down at ground level.
I want to see you come down.
Exactly. But they do smell great. And just walking through a garden where you've got lavender growing, and as you brush past it, it just releases the scent.
I adore that too.
Well, one little thing I wanted to say is that just be careful, especially if you're doing children, that they wash their hands, because some material they might touch is poisonous. So we have put a little poisonous plant list up on our website, on our Facebook. So if anyone is in the garden, it's quite a good idea to identify those.
Okay.
For instance, here I've got a euphorbia, which
Euphorbia is
is that
well,
poisonous, that one?
It's got an irritant sap, you see. So if it has a milky sap, which if it gets on the skin can burn. So if you do, just be aware. I wouldn't put this in a floral crown, but if you've got anything, and any point of this plant will milk. So if I cut it anywhere, it produces that milky sap. In floristry, in order to stop that, we can burn the end to stop it from leaking. Yeah, just a little, and it sizzles away, and then it just stops it leaking at the end. But of course, that's fine. But then once you cut it again, it leaks again. So yeah, just be really careful. So little things like that, just to be aware. but not everything is
Mine is
safe.
smelling amazing because I'm cutting into my herbs. So I've got rosemary here and
Oh, beautiful.
fresh mint.
Oh,
And as
oh.
I work with it, the smell,
Lovely.
smile on my face.
Gorgeous.
I've
So
got-
Julie, if you are making these with your little ones, I mean, what age do you recommend to sort of start this process off? Can it be as long as they're supervised in the age, right?
Yeah, I think so. I'm hoping this is so easy that anyone can have a go at it. Really, it's making everything accessible, isn't it? You don't want anything too complicated. You've got to be able to just do it, and it's coming together really quick, isn't it? I think yours is.
Yeah, I think it's. I mean, I'm just concentrating on the front, really.
Yeah. You can always do that bit later.
Zoom or Instagram, I only ever curl the front bit. Back of my head is like a shocking state. But I figure who's going to see it, so it doesn't really matter, does it?
And it doesn't take as long either. It's half the time to get ready. The back is completely not done. Yeah, I think we're all guilty of that, girls.
I have to admit that most of this stuff came from my one of my students lives in the village that I live in. I'm in Devon, and my garden is useless. We were having it redesigned and going to dig it all out in April to have it all done, but it's so I've got no flowers in there at all. So it's shocking. So luckily she's got amazing plot and she's got an allotment, and she popped down and got all my flowers. A nice little
good neighbours.
Yeah, I know.
Can I see your crown, Liz? Can we have a look see how it's looking? I just feel like it's looking stunning, and the vibrancy of those colours.
I have to say, it smells really, really good.
I'm really impressed. I think it's fabulous.
That's amazing.
You do look like a woodland fairy.
I think I need to balance it up a bit.
No, I think it's amazing.
The angle. Maybe I should.
I quite like the jaunty.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I feel like you could wear that to Ascot one day. It's so fabulous.
Yeah, it's a real hat. I mean, seriously.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Make your own.
Beautiful. Oh, well, ladies, I wanted to thank you. Thank you, Julie, so much for
that's okay.
this incredible demonstration and for giving your time today on Garden Day. It's lovely to see you. Stay safe, stay well, keep celebrating all day. And Liz, thank you so much.
So nice.
I think you are a very quick learner. Look at you.
Yeah,
there's nothing you can't do, Liz.
Oh, I'm going to be carrying on with this, I tell you. I've got the book now. It's brilliant. Thank you, Julie, so much.
Oh, that's my pleasure. Well, have a lovely garden day.
Yeah, I enjoy garden.